Hey, what's up? This is Neil Napier, and in this video, I'm going to explain to you the overarching strategy that you need to follow to make money online. Now, one of my previous mentors told me this, and I think it's rung true for me for well over a decade. There's only two things that you need to actually make money. On the left, you can see my screen right now. On the left, you need leads, and on the right, you need offers. So you need audience that basically you can send offers to. There could be a product or services, and you can make money with them. But of course, this is the simplest version. When you actually get to dive into that, it becomes a lot more complicated. So what I'll do is I'll expand this a little bit today. This is so big because I've been at it for the last 12, 13 years. There's no way I can finish it in one sitting, but I want to go a little bit deeper into this and explain about the leads. I want to explain about the offers and explain also how everything ties in together. So what this will become eventually is, I believe, a living and breathing model that is always expanding, that is always filling in with more details, more insights. So make sure you continue to come back and check these videos that I'm doing as a series, because I'm going to continue adding more things to this as well. So as I mentioned, there's two things you need. You need leads and you need offers that you can sell to these leads. Now, just saying you need leads and an email address list or a text-based list, how do you actually acquire them in the first place? What do you have to do to build up that email list? Well, you need traffic, obviously. Only when you have traffic can you actually bring in those leads. When you have traffic, you can put in opt-in forms and things like that to collect those leads in one place. That's what you do. Now, let me just move this a bit down. Okay, just trying to rearrange this a bit. Okay, so I'm going to move this a bit further down. I'll put it more in the middle. So you need traffic to get those leads. Now, again, you can't just convert traffic into leads. You need a mechanism in between as well. So I'm going to move this around a bit more and add something in. So this is, you need, let's say, an opt-in form of sorts, right? You need an opt-in form of sorts from where you can actually collect those leads. Now, when it comes to traffic, there are many, many different ways of generating traffic. And today I want to focus a bit more on the traffic part of the equation, because like I said, we can expand this into 100 times. We can go as microscopic as we want. But today I want to focus with you on traffic. So let's do that. Now, there are multiple ways to generate traffic. One is traffic that you can purchase. So you can spend money. You can spend money to get that traffic. It could be advertising. It could even be paying someone for a blog post if that's what you want to do. It could be something along the lines of buying solo ads, which is essentially these email drops that you can do to get those. So there's tons of different ways of doing that. So other people already have traffic. You're paying them money to get that traffic back to you, right? The other way is for free, which is an exchange of traffic. So this is something where you can make deals with people. So it's not as much solo ads, but you can say, hey, I'll drive traffic to your blog, to your opt-in page, to your sales page, and you drive traffic to mine. We're going to pretty much be equal. So you're not paying with money, but you're paying with an asset that you already have. So in this case, you need to have an asset. If you don't have that asset, you can't set up these exchanges. And then the third way to drive traffic generally is what I would call completely free or organic traffic. Now, in this case, you're relying on social media sites, you're relying on Google to basically pump up your business. So you're writing articles, you're publishing a lot of content, and you are setting up traps. I want to call them traps, but I say this word very loosely, but you're setting up honey traps where people can find you and they can become a part of your audience. So they might first see you randomly. Someone may have referred to them like, hey, I checked out this content, this was really good. They might be searching for something with a keyword, or they might even be just browsing Facebook, looking at cat videos, and suddenly your content pops up and they're like, you know what, I'm actually interested. So again, by the way, in this as well, we can go deeper, we can zoom in, we can figure out a ton of things that you need to be aware of. But I think it's important to just narrow this down to three modes of traffic generation. One is paid, where you purchase the traffic. One is exchange, where you are exchanging the traffic. And then one is free, which is organic, essentially. Now, I do want to go still deeper. It's almost, to me, this thing, building this overarching framework is almost like a Mandelbrot. So you can go as deep as you want. You can focus on something as much as you want. So let's go ahead and do that for organic. I don't know how deep I can go into this. Okay, I can actually go quite deep. So let's focus on organic right now. Now, just in organic traffic alone, there are many, many different ways of doing that. So, of course, you've got good old Google, which is SEO-based traffic. We have a tool, Content Gorilla. I can talk about it another time that goes into it. Basically, Content Gorilla is something you can use to publish multiple blog posts online on your blog. There's other tools like this. This one's a little bit different, but again, that's not the focus of this video. Now, this strategy is quite sound in that what you're doing is you're putting out good content. You're putting out reviews, you're putting out useful information that someone may need. And the goal there is that people that will pick up that information will eventually buy something from you because they feel like, hey, I like this person's content, it's helped me. So I'm going to either click a link and buy from Amazon, or I'm just going to buy directly from themselves. This is what we often do. So we often do long form content. We want to show people the benefits of using our products. And then, of course, we pitch them our product at the end of it, or we just get them to opt in. So again, if you remember going back all the way from like traffic to opt in, right? Just go to delete that because we don't need that. Now, in this case, the other thing you can do as well is you can do social media organic marketing. Now, this is actually quite big, and I think it goes into multiple different channels. So I'm going to put out a few channels for you, and you can use them as you want. And they all have their pros and cons. And right now we can't, of course, go into each and every one. But you've got Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, you've got YouTube, and all these things. Now, typically they work in, the content creation for them happens in 3 different ways. One is based on text alone. So thought leaders often put out really good text, something that's been on top of their mind. They want to share that with the world. So they put out that text for people to see, and everyone just goes and reads that, which is fantastic. Then you've got images as well. So people who are really good at design, people who are really good at compressing a long blog post, for example, into one image, do a really good job with that. You've seen infographics before, and they work really well in places like Pinterest or Instagram. Not an infographic on Instagram, but generally images work really well to capture attention. Then you've got videos, which is what you often see on TikTok, on YouTube, and all those places. Now, I like videos as well. I think videos are great because if you have videos, and I'm just going to move this so you can actually see. 1 second. 1 second. I'm going to move this one. Okay, so videos work really well because with videos, you are able to say a lot, capture attention, keep someone hooked, right? Videos are great because platforms like TikTok actually thrive on that. They thrive on videos because it allows them to capture attention, it allows them to keep the person on the website for a much longer time. So for me, I prefer text. I can do videos. I'm not very good with images. You pick what you want to do. You pick what you're good at. But when you do all this, when you're consistently posting, what you're doing is you are doing 2 things. Number one, you're building out your audience. So people find you with hashtags, with just, like I said, people referring you, someone saying, hey, you got to check out this content. I share videos with my friends all the time. So that's how they find you. But once they do find you, they start following you, they subscribe to your channels, and then they wait for more content to be published, right? So you might have noticed when you publish content on YouTube, something like this video, then someone may at that point hit a like, they might subscribe, which by the way reminds me, you should subscribe if you haven't to this channel. And when they do that, then they are able to continue to see more content that you're putting out. Now, one of the strategies people often use also is using one content channel like TikTok to populate other channels like YouTube. So if someone's following them on TikTok, they'll say, hey, go check out my YouTube channel where I discuss this in a much longer detail. I might very well take this video, slice it up into smaller parts, put it up on TikTok. But if you want to watch the whole video, you go to YouTube. Now, again, this is just a part 1. There's probably going to be 20 parts to this because this is a massive, massive concept. But this generally is where you get free organic traffic. I mean, there's other channels too. For example, you can publish blog posts on Medium, or Blogger, I guess, could be classified under that. But all this really comes down to borrowing someone else's channel. Now, this is a very important distinction I want to make clear for you. When you go for free channels like this, essentially what you're doing is you're populating content sites like Facebook, like Google, like TikTok, YouTube. So you are a content publisher. These platforms don't owe you anything. They can ban you at any time. But what they're doing is they're giving you the opportunity to advertise for free on their platform. So obviously, because it's free, your visibility is going to be low. They're going to be heavily gatekeeping your content. That means that they're going to show your content to a few people. If it works well, a few more. If it works well, a few more, and like that. So your content has to be really good. If it's not going to pick up traction. But all this to say that organic free content is great, and it's going to allow you to build this out for yourself as well. It's going to allow you to create these traps, multiple traps that you can utilize in your business. Now, having said all that, I want to talk to you a little bit about Franken AI here right now, because I think it's actually very poignant, very important in this context, because I've talked about free organic traffic. We can talk about Franken AI today, Content Gorilla in the next video, because I want to go deeper into Google SEO as well. But you know what, we'll just do it in one video. I think it kind of makes sense to just complete this free organic traffic channel. So Franken AI, what that does is it allows you to be omnipresent on 12 different social media channels, Web 2.0 properties at once. So let's say you have a business where you sell tires and you want to talk about those tires, but obviously your business is selling tires. You're not a social media marketer yourself. You're not able to get on multiple channels at once and publish. What Franken AI allows you to do is it allows you to, let me open that up and actually I can show you. Let's log in. I'll bring it up for you so you can see it. There we go. Okay, I'm going to take myself out a little bit as well, so I'm not the full focus here. Okay, just doing this on the fly. So essentially with Franken AI, you can, if you want to sell something, you can tell a little bit about your business, and then it would allow you to automatically publish it to multiple channels. So you can publish on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Telegram, Discord automatically. But when you are creating these plans, you're able to add other social media channels here as well, other Web 2.0 properties that include, let me show you, that include LinkedIn, Quora, if you want to do email marketing, if you want to do ads, Medium, Reddit, blog articles as well, basic ones, and Discord and Telegram. Now, for me, this is very good because all of this allows me to be omnipresent everywhere as much as I can. So instead of having to do this manually one by one, you're now in a position to go out there, and today you can publish content on Facebook, tomorrow on Instagram, the day later on LinkedIn, on the next day you can do that for Twitter, and so on and so forth. So with this process, you're able to be present everywhere all the time. And I got to tell you that people that usually buy from you now, they're not just looking for you from one channel. They want to see you everywhere. They want to look at you as a celebrity, because that builds up the know, like, and trust. And Franken AI I found to be one of the most automated, one of the most simplest ways of achieving that. Because if you can achieve that, then you can be in multiple places at once. And trust me, there is nothing better than that. Then let's talk about Content Gorilla and how it kind of relates to content creation for yourself. So let's zoom out a little bit. There you go. So with Content Gorilla, you've got the ability to create a blog post, right? So you can take a YouTube video, and let's say I could take a YouTube video on content marketing, and I can turn that into a brand new blog post within a matter of seconds. I can just take this post, for example, and what it does is it gets a transcription of that post, and then it's able to, with a single click, turn that into a blog post that is actually plagiarism free, that doesn't have any AI content issues, because we use a lot of proprietary tech to make sure that the content actually reads well, almost as if it's written by a human. And then you can also optimize it for SEO from right over here. But look, that's the manual part. It works. I think people enjoy it, but obviously we focus on automation as well as much as possible. So there you go, the blog is done. But like with Franken AI, where you can literally plan out, I say plan out, but just with a bit of description, you can let Franken AI strategize the next 365 days of content for you. You can do the same thing with Content Gorilla as well. So you can literally go in to create, and you can create a plan for the next 365 days. Like I'll show you this one. So this is a test thing that we set up. You basically come in, you give a keyword or 10 keywords, 100 keywords, it's entirely up to you. And it creates a plan for you. So it tells you every single day, okay, this is what I'm going to make the post about, right? And then once that day comes, it turns that idea into a blog post. Let me show you this. Right here is one of the blog posts that was previously published. And as you will see, this has turned it into a blog post right over here. Let me zoom out a little bit more if I can, so you can see along with image. And you can go in, you can SEO optimize if you want. We don't really bother with that because we just let the content rank automatically. Once it does, once it gets into like the top 100, then we go and manually improve the post and make sure we make it more readable. We add more human touch to it. We optimize it even more, all those things. So again, going back to our original idea here, if you want to create any kind of strategy around, say, organic traffic generation, which I think you must have, then you got to focus on Google. You got to be omnipresent on social media. And I won't tell you which social media channel is best. Like, it really depends. And sometimes it might not be the one that you think it is, right? Sometimes it might be something like Facebook that's actually better for you, for your business, than say something like Instagram. So this is something where you just have to test. And once you test, you can figure things out. You can figure out what works, what doesn't work. And then you can go deeper into that channel as well. So this is just part one. Like I said, this is going to be a long webinar video series. And in the next part, we'll talk about the paid traffic and the exchange traffic as well. I'll go a little bit deeper into that. And then we will slowly unravel all these things because there's a lot of things to look at. There's so much to look at in terms of building an online business. What I'm doing here is giving you a complete strategy, complete guide on how to build an online business. And this is just one part of it. I've talked about the tools that can automate what you need to automate. And I'll leave a link for those tools underneath as well, so you can go check it out. But otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, any comments, any feedback, leave that underneath the video. If you want to know something more that you don't immediately see right here, let me know as well. But I got to tell you, we're going to go into a lot more detail into each and everything. And you're going to learn so much about your online business with this free video series. This is Neil Napier. Thank you so much for watching this video. And make sure you give us a like, a follow, and I'll continue to help you along in your journey.